It's really on your legacy. And if we can talk about the legacy that you're creating, and then obviously with being a CEO, leading a team where you are now, where you're trying to go, and then obviously being able to market, you being a business coach, your passion in leadership, your passion to help leaders, because look, where we are, your people are the most important thing, right? And this information, people are searching for it every day. And I just think if we're having a CEO mentorship series, then we have to have someone like you, because we've had speakers and all these different people in their industries tell their stories and share how they're using their passion in problem solving. So I think this will only lead to greater conversations in our communities on how can we be better leaders, how can we do better, and how can we serve, which is why we're both here. So anyway, that's a little bit of a spiel. The ability to listen. So even when you go on and talk, even from just what you said, I have so many questions, and then I'm debating and fighting in my mind. Do I save them for the podcast? Do I have them here? But I just think I looked into the Liver Pro and I thought, wow, it's quite unique. So I think there's so much to talk about in terms of how you got in your imagination, because it's like you got that passion as well. And I think that's just a huge word. When you speak about passion, I just think it's more sustainable, right? You have a further longevity in whatever you're doing when you're passionate about it. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, to get this out to so many people. So many people have things they had in their imagination. I was reading Elon Musk's book, and his imagination drove him like crazy. Anything he wanted to do, it was his imagination, that helped him explore, infinite possibilities. And so to see you living in that space, to see how you've taken that company, what's the state of it right now? I mean, from 8 customers where you took it, you saw the vision. And
we've got clients all around the world, but we're nowhere near as big as we want to be.
It's interesting because what we're doing, we're speaking with CEOs and business leaders in all facets of what they do. So we have a lot on business leadership. Actually, the last episode we just dropped this morning or yesterday was with a business coach who helps business leaders how to run their business. So we have quite a lot of leadership, leadership on there. Because I think the leadership space right now, especially with social media, is quite big, right? You see so many people. So a lot of our podcast, from speaking coaches to leadership development, we've had quite a decent amount. But I think it's perfect because it's just more so, and that's what I'm thinking going on the interview. I want to go into what you're passionate about. Clearly, it's business leadership. So I also get to use the podcast as a selfish reason as well, because I get to learn from so many different people, but that extends into the audience. So that's really where we are. It's like we have a series, we have different shows, we have the family stuff with me and my family, we have different things, but this is the CEO series on growing a business, leading a team. Really, how can people express their origin, mission, and vision out to the world, and how can that spark that CEO or even that beginner entrepreneur, even that person who's working a job and has that vision and that dream that I want to be at the level of Brad Shaw. I want to be able to build a legacy, because what we've found, what our show really is all about, if we take away all the business stuff and stuff like that, it's really about legacy. We started this podcast on, imagine if our grandchildren, I'm not going to tell them what we did. No, they're going to be able to watch it. They can see it. So that's where it all came from. And then obviously the business effects that has is quite significant. But it's really on your legacy. And if we can talk about the legacy that you're creating, and then obviously with being a CEO, leading a team where you are now, where you're trying to go, and then obviously being able to market, you guys, of course, into wherever you're trying to go. It just all benefits all of us and adds value to the world.
Yeah, I've got legacy written down here.
Is SaaS the future? I really believe that, software as a service is really the future, and it's about how can we position ourselves 20, 30 years from now. So that's why you appeal to me even more with what you're doing, is because I really believe that's the future. What you guys are doing, the customer service side, how can we serve better? But that's where this is going. And
you're absolutely right. The only reason the only reason I got into another business is because it was a SaaS product, and I can get 100 new customers today and not have to do any more work.
Correct.
But getting that 100 customers today is going to be hard.
Yeah. Powerful. I know you're also short of time. A quick question, because that's such a fascinating business model. How are you guys acquiring clients? Where is the traffic coming from? Where do people find out about you guys? Because I'm even just like, I have a saying, I actually got this in a signature. It's always about, we are open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And that was fascinating for me. And I really took that in. And so that is what this is about. We want to be there for our customers 24/7. We're going to be open. I say ETS Rubasha Media, we are open 24/7. No matter what. And so something like this, I think, is next level. But even just to touch on that, like in my mind straight away, yes, LinkedIn would be that's the gold mine right now, to be honest. That is there. And then you're talking about the audience, you can target that audience. I would also say YouTube would be a place, because Google owns YouTube. So people are searching for these, executives are searching for these things. So to have that organic presence up there is powerful. And then another thing, which is also why you're here, is to go on as many podcasts as possible.
Yes.
Go on as many podcasts as possible. American podcasts. There's an audience. There's so many people. We also know some people, so I can put you in touch with other podcast hosts, leadership, IT. So
I need as many evangelists as possible.
Yeah.
If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to click here, and I'm sure you're going to love that one.